in exercise 8.8, we assume that x has no free occurrences in A, and then they want us to complete the following proofs here. So we are going to start with the first proof, which is the one we're going to complete in this video. So in the first proof, they start with by using axiom A4, and then they have introduced this line here, and then we have to think about what could they have used to introduce this line. Now, if we look at our lemmas, lemma 2, 3, you can pause the video here for a second and see which of the lemmas has been used here. It's quite obvious. It's lemma A232, so this one right there. So we have, if we have B, then we have A implies B. So we have B implies existence XB, and then we have A implies B implies existence XB. So, whoops, we have by lemma by lemma 8.232 on line 1, we have this. Okay, so what we want to end up with is existence X. A implies B implies A implies existence XB. Now this looks very much like part of the second half of axiom A2. If you remember axiom A2, I'll just bring up the axioms here. Axiom A2 has A implies B implies C implies A implies B implies A implies C. So if you imagine that C is this existence X B, then this could work very well for us, because then we could just use modus ponens. We have the first part of this axiom, so just get the second half here. So we'll do that. So we'll, on line 3, we'll use axiom A2 to get A implies B implies existence X B implies and this was A2. Awesome, and now we'll just use modus ponens. That's on line 2 and 3 to get this over here. Okay, so now we're almost there. So this looks very similar to what we're trying to prove, but we're missing this existence X symbol. So what can we use to introduce this quantifier? Pause here for a minute if you want to think about that for yourself. Okay, so if we now look at the rules and axioms that we have here, there is a rule that works in our favor. We have EI, where if you have A implies B, then you have existence X A implies B if X is not a free variable in B. So we could use this rule here if X is not a free variable over here. So is X a free variable there? Well, if we look at A does not have any, X has no free occurrences in A, so that's given. And in B, X is not a free variable in B because it's covered by the existence quantifier. So there are no free occurrences of A here. So we can apply rule EI. Okay, I'll do that. Just get rid of the axioms there. So in the final line, we'll have existence X A implies B implies existence X B by EI on line 4. So that is how you complete the first proof in exercise 8.8.